What's going on, guys? It's Raul TV, Team R4UL, your favorite YouTube mechanic, back again. And what we're doing this time round is, I've done this before, okay, but it's an updated version. We're going to do it again. Alright, VW Passat 2013-14 plate, VW Passat. We're going to go ahead and replace the rear brake pads. It's an electronic handbrake. We're going to go ahead and change the rear brake pads. Dead easy. If you've got the software, it'll take you half an hour, no problem. You can do it outside your house, no problem whatsoever. Right, so yeah, VW Passat 2013-14 kind of thing. Even on the later ones, pretty much the same. Let's go ahead, let's do it, let's go. Okay, first things first, I've took the brake fluid cap off, so it releases the pressure when I push the caliper back. What we should do, but you know what, I'll leave it. You don't have to. I mean, if you're going to do it straight up, if you've got the parts, everything in stock, just do it straight up. It shouldn't go flat. But I normally put a battery charger on it. You don't have to if you do it straight up, you know. But if you just say you're doing it tomorrow, okay, and you're taking the pads off today, I'd leave a battery charger on it. So yeah, so battery charger on there if you want to, but I'm just doing it quick time. I'll just leave the battery as it is. It should be charged up, so it shouldn't give me any problems, so I'll leave that as it is. Okay, before we do anything, obviously I've took the cap off, okay, and the battery, if you want to put a battery charger on there, I mean, you don't have to, but you know, if you want to, you can do, right? So we're going to go ahead, go around this side, 13 millivolts, take that one off. Okay, there should be another one there, which I've already taken off, which is here. Okay, so basically that is ready to come off, but it won't come off because the handbrake's on. So we're going to go inside, disengage the handbrake. Okay, leave the ignition on. I would leave the ignition on, so that way the handbrake can't come back on. Okay, so we're going to go inside the car, disengage the handbrake, and we'll go from there. Okay, I've switched the ignition on, and the handbrake is off. Okay, that's what we need to do. Handbrake off, ignition on, handbrake off. Right, let's go. Okay, I've got the WOW software like I did it before previously on a Skoda. I think I did it on a Skoda. I can't remember, Skoda or VW Golf. Even maybe I did it on the VW Passat. I don't know, but search it up. Give me a like and thumbs up on that one. This one, updated one, you know, we'll do it again. So basically, the procedure is exactly the same. I'm using the WOW software. You can use the Snap-on software, the launch software, whatever you've got. If it does the electronic handbrake, happy days. So this one is a 1.6 diesel TDI. We'll go to that. Go to diagnosis. We'll go to functions, calibration, and then we'll go to electronic handbrake, so parking brake, and you can't really get it wrong. It says there, move piston forward after service and before service, so we're going to do it before service. Hit that, and then hit that again. I find the WOW software the easiest software to work with. Dead easy. You know, I mean, the Snap-on one is good as well. I mean, it's even better actually. But the WOW software, really easy. If you can get your hand on the WOW software, then you know, happy days. If you can't, then whatever software you've got that does the electronic handbrake, just use that. So now we'll go press continue. And yeah, we've read through all that. I've read it about 500 times, so it doesn't matter. So what I'm going to do now, ignition off, so engine on, ignition, engine off, ignition on. Okay, so that's why we put the battery charger on it, just in case the battery runs down, goes flat. But I'm going to do it a quick time, so it should be all right. Press OK, hit OK. You can hear it. Happy days, that's gone back, that's gone into the fitting position. All we do now is treat it like any other brake pad replacement. Push the piston back, flick the caliper off, push the piston back, and then yeah, push the caliper back and fit the new pads, refit it in reverse order. Happy days, let's go. Okay, because we've took all the bolts off beforehand, dead easy now. Just get a flat screwdriver. Story of my life, every time I start a video off, the phone goes off in the background. So okay, that comes off, just knock these out. Take that one off. There we go, happy days, there we go. Okay, so we've took the other side off, we'll take this side off as well. Just flick it off. Pry it off, that is, not flick it off. Take these pads off. So I mean, I'm just gonna change the brake pads. Okay, the rotor looks all right, the discs look all right. If you want to go ahead, you can go ahead and replace the discs as well, the rotors. I mean, if you don't want to, I mean, if they're all right, perfectly serviceable, just leave them on. Just give them a clean up and things like that. So what we do now is this caliper piston. We're gonna push that in. You don't need no wind back tool or anything. I know it's got the grooves for the wind back tool, but you don't need any of that. Just get some big dogs or the tool to, you know, basically push it back in. I'll show you. So there we have it. There's the brake pushback tool, the caliper pushback tool. The wind back tool is slightly different, but you don't need the wind back tool. When you disengage it on the laptop, okay, or on your software, all you do is just push it back. So I'll try to push this back and show you guys at the same time. Just turning that. So push that back all the way. You can see it there, going in. I'm doing it with one hand because it's nice and free. Sometimes if they're seized up, you might need to press the brake pedal, you know, free it off a little bit. So nice and free, all the way. There we go. One of these tools. They're about £10 from eBay. Brake pushback tool. If you want to use the big dogs, you can use the big dogs, but you just have to be careful with the electronic part here with the plastic casing. You might crack it. So I would, if I'm using the big dogs like I showed you on my other videos, from there to about here. Okay. All right, or just use the wind back tool with the brake pad on it. Should be the same thing. We'll go ahead, push the other side in. Let's fit the pads. Okay, the inner brake pad is in. I mean, it's exactly the same way. I'll show you guys on the outer, so it's, you know, you can see it. The inside is a little bit hard to show you guys. So just put the brake pad, line it up like that, go straight in. Make sure it's nice and free. You don't want it to be, you know, seized up. There you go, nice and free. If you want, you can put some copper grease on there, which I don't really recommend copper grease. Ceramic grease is better, or if you want, you can just leave it as it is, because let's face it, when they come out of the showroom, they don't have no copper grease or anything on, right? So make sure these are free as well, the sliders. I'm sorry if I'm a little bit fast-paced because I've got more things to do, but check my other video out on the same thing. It's a little bit slow-paced. You can, you know, the way I run through it and everything, a little bit slowly, but yeah, the principle is exactly the same as just replacing brake pads, normal brake pads. All it is, we just need the software to disengage the handbrake, that's all. But anyway, there we go, nice and free. We're on. I'm going to get some ceramic grease on there and put the caliper back on, put the 2 bolts back on. Job done. Okay, there we have it, guys. I put a bit of ceramic grease on there. Bolts are tight and everything. I'm not putting the wheel on because, as you can see there, I've got the coil spring off. I'm going to replace that as well. Check my video out on how to replace the coil spring, rear coil spring on a VW Passat. Give me a like, thumbs up on that one as well. So that's it. Brake pads are on. We're going to go here again. Go to functions, calibration. Right, and there we go. We're back to there again. So resetting of piston before service. We did that before. So move piston forward after service. So all you do is click on that. This is the WOW software, like I mentioned before, WOW software. Click that, hit that, and then hit continue. You should hear it when you go there. Press OK again and hear it going back in. There we go. Job done. So what we do now is, one more thing we need to do is we need to go back to that calibration again, and it will say basic settings of brake system. So we just hit that, and it'll just run through some system checks kind of thing. So we'll go back to there. Press OK. There we go. It just, I don't know, it did a kind of check kind of thing, basic system check. And that's it, job done. We're going to put the wheel back on. Happy days. There we go. Well, that is it, guys. job is done. I'm going to put the, obviously I'm doing a coil spring on that as well, so I'm going to put the coil spring on, put the wheel back on. I'm going to go inside the car. Okay, make sure you put the brake fluid cap back on as well, don't forget that. I'm going to go inside the car, hit the brakes a few times, pump the brakes up. Make sure you pump the brakes, because if you don't pump the brakes and you go on the road and you hit the brakes first time round, the brakes are going to go all the way to the floor. Okay, so you need to pump the brakes a few times. Okay, hit the brakes a few times, get it nice and hard. Okay, I'm going to use the handbrake, see if the handbrake's working, e-brake, and that's it, job done. All I'm going to say is, I hope this video helps you guys out. If it didn't help you guys out, I'm sorry, I'm trying my best. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel, hit the bell button for me, leave a comment in the comment section. Raul TV, Team R4UL. We'll see you guys next time.